News Weekend Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to 12 News Weekend Edition. I'm Emily McNamara. We have Alicia Hatcher with us for a look at our first forecast. How is it feeling out there, Alicia?
Well, not as cold as the past few days, but a nice, beautiful evening and quiet over in Fairmont at the corridor. Pretty nice skies for us. The current temperature is 42 degrees with that wind on the light side of Marion County. Overall, we are slowly dropping down to the 30s, 37 right now in Kingwood, but still in the 40s in a few areas, 45 in Buchanan, 45 in Middleburn, 41 in Fairmont, 42 in Elkins. As we continue our evening, we drop down to the mid to upper 30s, 37 degrees with some mostly cloudy skies as those clouds begin to increase, and we'll have your full forecast coming up in just a bit. Emily?
Thanks, Alicia. Now to the latest on COVID-19, as the State Department of Health and Human Resources confirmed one additional death in its report today. The death total now is at 1,254 in West Virginia. The DHHR, meanwhile, diagnosed 533 new coronavirus cases today. As it stands, the DHHR says there are now 24,437 active cases and more than 55,000 recoveries in the state. Now here's a look at today's DHHR County Alert System map. In north central West Virginia, Marion, Taylor, Preston, Barber, Upshur, Harrison, Doddridge, and Ritchie counties are red, while Monongalia, Gilmer, Lewis, and Webster counties are orange. Tucker and Randolph counties are yellow. Calhoun County is the only green county in the entire state, and there are only 4 counties that aren't red or orange. Governor Jim Justice is scheduled to give his next COVID-19 briefing on Monday morning at 11. The new year starts in just a few days, but many are still reflecting on the troubling times during 2020 caused by the pandemic. Lane Ball spoke with a COVID-19 survivor in Clarksburg about her experience after testing positive.
Many are sharing their survivor stories through social media these past couple of weeks, but others are going beyond the internet and taking a more direct approach. 32-year-old Clarksburg, West Virginia resident Nisha Bennett reached out to our station early Saturday morning. Bennett tested positive for COVID-19 on December 7th and was then forced to quarantine for 3 weeks. But before that, her symptoms seemed normal during the winter season.
It started out like a cold. A week later, I went to Med Express and they told me I was positive. I just was afraid of how it was going to affect me and, what would happen with it.
Bennett, like many in the U.S., was forced to stay home from work, putting her in a financial crisis. Now, she is back at work, but only working once a week. Bennett says even after testing negative and coming off of quarantine, her life hasn't gone back to normal.
People just kind of treat you different. They don't treat you like a human being. They kind of treat you like you're a disease.
Before the pandemic, Bennett says she was diagnosed with a respiratory condition, and contracting COVID-19 only made it worse. She is currently dealing with breathing issues caused by her previous exposure to the virus, but says it could have been much worse. In the U.S., more than 300,000 COVID-related deaths have been reported this year. In an effort to prevent the spread, the CDC is still urging everyone to wear their face masks and social distance. Bennett says she is unsure when and where she was exposed. Now, she is sending out a message to anyone leaving their home.
I don't think people realize how bad COVID really is. Some people are just really careless, and some people don't wear a mask. No matter what you do, you can still catch it.
A West Virginia Air National Guard firefighter died this morning while fighting a fire in Berkeley County. The 167th Airlift Wing Fire Department was helping to fight a fire at a large vacant building just before 2 o'clock this morning. The West Virginia State Fire Marshal's office says the fire was connected with another one just 3 miles away in Jefferson County. Both were vacant structures and both fires have been ruled arson. Fire marshals and the West Virginia State Police are investigating. The identity of the airman who died has not yet been released. Volunteer fire departments from across Ritchie County battled a fire at a commercial building earlier this morning. The fire was at the Ritchie County Recycling Center on Ellensboro Road, according to Ritchie County Office of Emergency Management. Departments from Ellensboro, Harrison, Ville, and Pennsboro, along with Ritchie County EMS, all responded to the scene. Firefighters reported that the building was, quote, fully engulfed. There is no initial report of any injuries or what caused the fire. A fire damaged a home in Taylor County Saturday afternoon. The Harrison-Taylor 911 Center says the fire was first reported at just before 1 o'clock on Wendell Road. Fire departments from Boothsville, Bridgeport, Flemington, Grafton, and Stonewood were all on scene along with the Flemington EMS. The 911 Center says there were no injuries reported, and there is no word at this time on what caused the fire. And as you can see, the home suffered extensive damages. Taylor County Health Department reported 20 confirmed cases of COVID-19, bringing the total count to 490. 86 of those are active cases, 391 are recovered, and 13 are deaths. The health department also announced that there was an outbreak within the Taylor County Sheriff's Department, and the 12 News team has reached out to both the health department and the Sheriff's Department about what they plan to do moving forward and have not yet heard back. Outgoing Fairmont City Council member Phil Mason has died. The 66-year-old deputy mayor died on Christmas Eve. Mason is survived by his wife and 4 children. His viewing will be held at the Domingo Funeral Home in Fairmont on Wednesday, with a Catholic funeral on the following Thursday. As the new year comes around the corner, so do New Year's resolutions. At the top of most people's list is a commitment to eating healthy and getting back in shape. With the coronavirus closing gyms for a short time and people still hesitant about its safety, there has been a challenge over the last few months on how to get in shape. Bridge Nutrition in Bridgeport is doing its part to help people shed weight in the new year. The shop
people are wanting to start that clean slate, eating more healthy, maybe take off some of those pandemic pounds. And so for people whose resolution it is to lose some unwanted pounds in a healthy way, we're there to help customize a program for people to meet whatever specific goals and needs that they have.
Milner herself has a resolution to get back into those healthy habits that she says she has gotten away from over the last few months. Bridge Nutrition, along with 2 other nutrition clubs, are holding an online weight loss challenge to encourage the community to get back into shape. Coming up on 12 News Weekend Edition, we will have the latest on the status of the COVID relief bill with a decision made by President Trump. Stay with us.